Hi guys, I'm Kiri, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the original Fiat 124 Spider. This car is one of the most loved model Fiat of all time. Was presented for the first time at the 1966 Turin Motor Show, and almost 200,000 examples had been produced to the end of the production in 1985. 75% of the cars being exported to the US market, or 150,000 cars. The rest 50,000 cars for Europe and the other markets. The design is done by Pininfarina, but mainly by Tom Ciarda, who was the main designer at Pininfarina. A great American designer who did as well Ferrari 365 California, De Tomaso Pantera and Longchamp, and many others. So from the beginning, Fiat's main goal was the American market. Even in 1975 they stopped selling the car in Europe and fully concentrate on the market behind the Atlantic. In 1981 the car showed up again in Europe, but this time with new name, Pininfarina Spider, which continued the production for both markets until 1985. The Model 124 was very popular in 1960s and 70s, even 80s. There are different variants. Saloon 4-door, which won the 1967 European Car of the Year, and had been produced under license by many car manufacturers in many countries and continents, like Seat 124 in Spain, Tofaş Murat 124 in Turkey, VAZ 2101 Lada in Soviet Union, also factories in Malaysia and Morocco. So 124 is one of the best-selling platforms in history. Then the Model 124 Sport Coupe. Again great car, produced in 3 generations and very popular all around the world. So these 3 different variants, the 124 sedan, the original one, the coupe version, and the car in front of us, the Spider, are based on the same platform. Just for the coupe and the Spider, the wheelbase is shortened, but the most exotic was Fiat 124 Spider. Because the car was very popular, in 2016 Fiat presented the spiritual successor, the real successor of the original 1966 Fiat 124 Spider. Actually car with the same name, Fiat 124 Spider. Very similar but more modern look design, which share the same platform with the new Mazda MX-5. So the inspiration of the new 2016 Fiat 124 Spider was the original 1966 same name car. But a car to become successful and famous and loved by many people is not enough only the design. Yes, the first impression is very important, but there is something else. The engine, the suspension. We know about the great Italian engineer Aurelio Lampredi, who was working even for Ferrari in 1950s, and created there some of the most iconic race engines. Then he moved to Fiat, where again he developed the twin overhead cam Fiat engine, which became a legendary and very reliable. From 1966 Fiat started to use this 4-cylinder double overhead cam aluminum head, very well known as a Lampredi engine, in the model Spider. Also in the coupe versions. It started with 1.4 liter, then in 1970 increased to 1.6 liters, later in 1974 to 1.8 liters, and on the end in late 1970s the engine was enlarged to 2 liters. Very similar, by the way, to the Alfa Romeo story with the twin overhead cam engines, started from 1.6 liters and going to 2 liters. These Lampredi engines were very powerful, very strong, let's say, and reliable. That's why they stayed in production until mid-1990s. And this was the first mass-produced engine to use a rubber tooth cam belt instead of chain. Fiat was a very innovative company back on the day. We know also how influential was the Model 128 with the front-wheel drive configuration. So it was one of the best and innovative car companies in the world. Early Fiat 124 Spider, the 1966 model, was, as we said, with the smallest engine, just 1.4 liters, 1438 cc. But the power extracted from this capacity naturally aspirated engine was unheard up to that moment. Can you imagine 1966? Naturally aspirated 1.4 liter engine producing 90 horsepower. Even today's cars barely producing this power from the same capacity. But let's see in 1974 the 1.6 liter engine how much power produced. So 1592 cc and producing 108 horsepower. This was a really pocket rocket, very lightweight car, small size, very aerodynamic, sporty suspension, was just a pleasure to drive. There was a Barf rally version with 1.8 liter and 128 horsepower. Was faster than many big engine sport cars, as well a rally winning car, the actual predecessor of the iconic rally car Fiat 131 Barf. Later, Fiat changed little bit the capacity of the 1.6 liter from 1592cc to 1608, and respectively more power, 110 horsepower. The normal 1.8 liter engine, not the above one with 128 horsepower, was producing 118 horsepower in mid-1970s. But for the US market the power was a little bit different, much less than the European. And this because of the very strict American regulations. Anyway, even with less power, this car was joy to drive in many American states, but mostly in the hot ones. Great to see the open top small Fiat 124 Spider cruising across Florida, California or Miami. And we're gonna say again, this car is very close to the legendary, again, Alfa Romeo Spider Duetto. Both of them were well known in the USA. The American versions were from 83 to 102 horsepower for the biggest 2-liter engine, but the European 2-liter 1995cc legendary engine of course was just 105 horsepower. The most powerful was the turbo version, Volumex, in production only in 1984-85, so on the very end. They built only 700 of this car just for the US market. 1995cc, supercharged and producing 135 horsepower. Wasn't a lot, but was very exotic, rare and fun to drive. The engines are really big part of the success of this great, amazing little car. And then the suspension as well played a massive role of the nice feeling and stability of the car. It's a conventional but a bit hard and sporty, which was well accepted by many drivers. The rear axle is live like the old Fiat 124 and was very solid. So let's say on the end why this car was very successful. Well, first the design. Pininfarina doesn't need any introduction. Great design, Spider, 2 seats, cheap, maybe second car for many families, with main designer Tom Tiarda. Second, the engines. Again, Aurelio Lampredi doesn't need to be mentioned. These engines were simply the best on that time. If you just open the bonnet of any other car the same class, Ford, Vauxhall, Volkswagen or any British car, you're gonna laugh. They look like agricultural. How advanced, even by the look, was this engine? And then the ride. The suspension was just the right for this car. So everything was synchronized and worked as it should. Great names always leading to success. Pininfarina, Tom Tiarda, Aurelio Lampredi. And then we have 2 seats, cheap, Spider, US market, hot places, California, Miami, Florida, but as well hot European places like French or Italian Riviera, Monaco, Saint-Tropez. 1960s, 70s was a great time. No more wars, economic boom, and people just loved to live the beautiful life. So this car was presented on the right time for the right market. Was very simple, bulletproof car, not like late Fiat models. Very advanced for its time, with 4 disc brakes, double overhead cam, radio tires, and very futuristic 5-speed manual gearbox, which was massive step ahead of its rivals. And 5-speed gearbox was something normal for the big expensive sports cars. But here we go, the 5-speed manual gearbox. As well, for the American market was available automatic gearbox from General Motors. There were some examples with 4-speed manual gearbox, but they were very early cars. The simplicity was big factor of the success of this car. The driver can operate the folding top with only one hand, even when he's sitting at the stoplight. We mentioned earlier, Fiat was heavily involved in the rally championship, which is always excellent advertise for the company. So 124 Abarth Rally was the homologation car for the actual rally car, which rally car was heavily upgraded. Lightweight panels, fixed roof, roll bars, 16 valves Lampredi engine, independent rear axle and 200 horsepower. Was winning car in many events. And then it came the 131 Abarth with again Lampredi engine. So the advertises always make the brand more popular and well known and pushing the sales up. Because just under 200,000 cars had been produced, today they come in often on the market. But more valuable are the early examples with the slim bumpers and carburetors. But this doesn't mean the later cars are cheap. They are not, and the prices are starting from 12,000, 15,000 euro, American dollars or British pounds. But great examples are worth much more. Was dream car before, and it's dream car today. It's become a collector's item like every Swiss watch, simply because it's a jewel, like diamond, and it's polished by Italian masters, Pininfarina, Lampredi. Just pleasure to watch and admire the beauty of the design. So guys, if you just have a look, the design of the car is absolutely amazing, with these round lights on the front. The grille is perfectly designed, the bumpers are amazing, the indicators even, they look fantastic, and the wheels, they're just amazing. The side design of the car is as well is amazing. The interior, we're not gonna mention how beautiful the Italian cars, the design of the Italian cars is. So the interior is absolutely fantastic, mostly in black color, black leather, and the seats are very comfortable. 5-speed manual gearbox. The dash is very beautifully designed with many clocks inside. You can see you have speedometer, you have ref counter and other clocks as well, but everything is nicely made and on the right place. So to be inside this car is just amazing, just beautiful. And the gear lever, of course, is very beautifully made and is exactly on the place where I need to be, very near to the steering wheel. So the car inside is absolutely beautiful. The roof, we mentioned earlier, is very easy to operate, to folding down or up. Only with one hand you can do this, so it's absolutely joy to use every part of this car. The backside as well, the lights are perfectly made, rear bumper as well is amazing, the wheels are fantastic, so all the car from every angle, actually the car looks just amazing. So guys, I hope you liked the video about this Fiat 124, the 1966 Fiat 124 Spider. If you like, please subscribe my channel and see you next time guys, bye!